Hello. There's so much happening in this. Listen, you're sitting on my counter with a bunch of just junk. A bunch of junk. It is terrible in here. My house is ridiculous. We have really been going through it. My oldest daughter had surgery. I don't even know what videos I've done and posted at this point because I've done some videos that like didn't get posted and stuff. Here's what I'm here to tell you. It's a little life update, a little post-op update, because I was thinking back on whenever I was doing like pregnancy updates with my second daughter, and I'm like, I should do better at documenting my life. Yeah, I want to like get it on camera, but like I should just do better at like documenting, because there's been a lot of things that have gone on and I'm just like, I'm too busy. I am, but it's fine. Today we're day 8 post-op. And today we actually skipped some medication, which I was really excited about. I really wanted to wean the meds earlier, but there was just no way. And she's really been struggling and stuff. So today I kind of made the decision. My alarm went off at 7 a.m. and I was like, I'm just not doing it. So I didn't give her meds and I let her sleep. And then when she woke up this morning, it was quite the struggle. But then she was like, oh, it's fine. I think she like slept with her mouth open, and then there's that, that feeling. And so then she was like, oh, it's fine. So the 10 o'clock hour came around and we skipped those meds. And what this all enabled us to do was flip-flop the schedule, because we've been alternating Tylenol and Advil. And the way that it was kind of falling wrong, because Tylenol wasn't doing much for her. And so in terms of us, the way that the schedule was falling, in terms of us weaning her off the medication, like the meds that she took right before bedtime was Tylenol. And it's like, we really need to get that flipped around. Today we were able to flip it around, so that's great. So before bedtime, she took Advil. So I was really excited about that. Basically, she went without medication all day today until 4 o'clock. So that was pretty big. And then I'm going to try to skip the 10 o'clock one, and I may come back in at 1 a.m. I'm not sure. But I'm going to keep it on the schedule that it's on right now, regardless of whatever we skip. So, in some ways, like, there's progress, and I can tell that there's progress. It just feels like there's not progress. Because there's still a lot of like crying and screaming and whining and certain times of the day, especially like later in the day, because everything gets worse at night. We were able to look in her throat for the first time. I don't really recommend that. It was really sketchy, and it was not. I expected some of it. Like, I expected there to be color back there. Like, I knew. But I didn't really expect it to look the way that it did. And I don't want to get super descriptive because that could kind of be gross. But I called my husband over. My husband was completely checked out today. I don't know. I was like, hey, man, tag in. Because I've needed help for a few days, So, but anyway, I called him over and we were putting the flashlight back there. And then I could even tell with him, she's sitting there and she's like, does it look good? And we're like, yeah, yeah, it looks great. You're doing great. That's awesome. And then later he comes up to me and he was like, do you think it's supposed to look like that? And I'm like, yeah, I think so. I've had a few hours to mull this over in my head, and this is what I think. But he was like, ooh. I was like, I know. It was a little unnerving seeing it. There's a lot of room we didn't expect, and I'll just put it that way. I was like, but they said her tonsils were insane. They said her tonsils were so huge, and so were her adenoids. Plus, she had tonsil stones, and we got these test results back, and basically, like, I guess assessment of the tonsil, and it says, I mean, nobody's called me to go over anything yet. I probably need to call them, because it says something, excuse me, about it being like some sort of disorder, like a lymphatic thing. And I'm like, does it mean just in the tonsils, and that's why the tonsils were big? Or is it like overall? Like, or do we have this with other things? I don't know. So I need to call. But I mean, apparently they were huge, and I think that is why, you know, plus we're still healing, right? So I think that's why there's just a very concerning amount of room, is the way I'm gonna put it here. I don't know. It's weird. It's really weird. Being a mom's really weird. You know, but I have to say, like, I've been on the brink of like some sort of breakdown, and have been very frustrated. Not like at her, like she's the victim in this, as far like she's the one that's recovering. I'm not trying to take it away from her. We haven't stepped foot out of the house in 8 days, and leading up to that was a lot of, you know, we were anxious, I was sick, like there was just a lot going on. And so needless to say, like, it's just kind of been really overwhelming. And taking care of a 5-year-old that's post-op, and then also having a 2-year-old, it's just, sometimes I feel like other people are handling things better than me. And I don't know anybody else that's going through exactly what I'm going through right now. Like, so I'm not trying to compare. It's not that. But sometimes I'm like, you know, I just want to be a woman of, like, grace and poise. And, like, I'm handling things really well. And I want people to be like, wow, she just handles things wonderfully. For one, that's not really my brand. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm too real for that. Me having all my battles in private completely, I mean, I feel like I do that, but if you ask me how a certain thing is going, I'm not going to stand there and bold-faced lie to you. I'm just not. I'm going to be like, well, I think all things considered, we're doing really well, but it has been really tough. And like that's just how I am. But I know these other women, and they're like, oh, it's going great. It's going wonderful. It's such a blessing. And I'm like, they just seem, I'm like, does everything just roll off your back like that? Because I, for one, feel like eating 12 pounds of chocolate. And, you know, but I think it's just because I'm really honest. And that's really all there is to it. Again, filming any video like food content, I really wanted to do it, and there's been like a couple of things that I could have filmed. Like today I made blueberry bread, protein blueberry bread, and I'm excited about it. But there's what was going on in this house, there was no way I could have filmed that. There was no way. And so I am looking forward to things getting back to normal, but it also, what it kind of feels like is like we've been stuck in this where we're at for so long. It's like I almost feel like I'm not gonna know how. It's like quarantine, it's like COVID, remember that? And it's like, how do you return to normal life? It's only been 8 days, but that's how I feel. I feel like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna do that? You know, we're all really tired, and there's just been a lot. And now, like this evening, I have felt like I have a dry throat, and I'm like, if I'm getting sick again, I'm gonna freak out because I was sick at the beginning of December, and then I got better, and then I got super sick, like in the middle of all the Christmas stuff where I had already exposed everybody and got everybody sick, which makes me feel that big. And then we had to roll right into my daughter's surgery, and then now we're here, and like I'm getting better, and so I'm like, what is that? But our house is really dry. It's really cold here. I think I guess I posted that video where I was talking about the ice storm that came in. Anyway, there's just a lot going on, and it just feels like we're all living on painkillers. Like, I mean, you know, like Tylenol and stuff like that, but it just feels like we're just living on painkillers and trying to get through it. I've been sleeping in a small bed with my younger daughter because I know you can just crucify me, I guess, but we co-sleep. And the thing of it is my older daughter needs to be monitored and needs to have somebody with her, and honestly we just need to be with her anyway because we're up every 3 hours with her and whatever anyway. Oh, sweet relief. Do you hear that? It's our humidifier. See, that's the thing, we have the humidifier going all the time. It's dry in here. The thing is so loud. I'm grateful for it though. I'm not complaining, but it's just so loud. But anyway, so my husband sleeps in our bed with her because she's going to choose my husband over me every time because she's been given the opportunity. Anyway, so I'm sleeping in a small bed. I'm sleeping in the little, the girl's little bed where like sometimes like they would sleep together and like stuff like that. I'm sleeping in that with my younger one, and it's just on the floor and stuff, and I'm up and down. So I don't know, I'm hurting. I needed to go to the chiropractor 2 weeks ago. So that's what's up. Oh, I guess I'm gonna call it a day, get off here. I think I might do a little update on Instagram, maybe, I don't know. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time, and hopefully get back to some decent content. Thanks for joining me. Bye.